Julian Lopetegui took charge of West Ham United after Moisey got sacked. And despite having a great transfer window adding very good players to an already stacked team, things aren't going too well for the Hammers. They are sat 14th in the Premier League with only 3 wins from 11 games. And considering they not long ago won the Conference League, this just isn't good enough. So today I'm taking over from Lopetegui as the Hammers' new manager, with the goal of getting them back on track in the Premier League and ultimately making them the best team in the world. But it's not going to be that simple. I have to sign players in alphabetical order going by their last name, going from A all the way down to Z. So if I wanted to sign Alessandro Bastoni, I wouldn't be able to begin with. Unfortunately though, I would be able to sign Anthony, but spoiler alert, I'm not going to. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gents, because this isn't going to be easy. As here we go, our journey with the Hammers begins now, and this is the team that we've loaded into. And it's safe to say, guys, with the talent they've got on the team, they are massively underperforming in real life. I mean, they've got Ham Utd, Lucas Paqueta, Guido Rodriguez, and of course Jarrod Bowen, who literally every West Ham fan loves. Age isn't a major factor in this team either, as majority of the best players in this team are mid-20s. They do, however, have a couple of solid players on loan to them right now, but we will cross this bridge when we get to it. But the budget we're working with is simply amazing, 70 million in total for season 1. So all things considered, guys, I think we've inherited a very strong West Ham side, and I don't think it'll take us too long to make them the best team in the world. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we've got to first set up how we're going to play, because if we get that wrong, we're going nowhere with the Hammers. So I'm using the 4-2-1-3 formation with a counter-attacking build-up style with a pretty deep line. There is a big reason for this though. I feel like with the pace we've got in our front four currently, hitting teams on the counter-attack will be absolutely lethal. Especially Mohamed Kudus, he's absolutely rapid for goodness sake. And this is how I've set the player instructions up. Our front four really high up the pitch because we're playing a counter-attack. Our CDMs are going to be holding and being a deep line playmaker, but our wing-back's going to be up and down the pitch so that when we do it on the break, we've got 6 players going up as opposed to just 4. And after messing around with the team just a little bit, guys, this is, in my opinion, our strongest starting 11 by a mile. Quality and potential up and down the pitch. I have got certain players training to be a different position just to make sure they properly fit this formation, but we'll get around to that a little later. What we've got to do right now is figure out where this 70 million is going to go, because that's a lot of money. Now, looking at the team, I feel like we work on our back line a bit. Granted, it is pretty solid, but there's one issue we've got with it right now. And that's the fact that Todibo is currently on loan to us right now, and because we're going in alphabetical order, we can't actually sign him yet. This doesn't mean I'm replacing Mavropanos, though. Once we brought this new centre-back in, I am getting rid of Todibo to make sure that every player in our starting 11 is literally our player. So that's that issue sorted. We just have to figure out now a centre-back whose surname begins with the letter A. And guys, I've been able to do just that. David Alaba, 85 overall, a phenomenally well-rounded centre-back, but he's 32 years old, meaning we'll get at maximum 2 good years out of him. Plus, with his market value being just under 30 mil, he'll cost us around 35 to 40. I don't think he's worth it. But a certain Manuel Akanji is 28, 84 overall. He's rapid, got good dribbling, defending, and physicality. He will cost a lot of money, but we'll get at least 4 years out of him. I honestly feel like he's going to be worth it. And there we go, for a whopping 42.8 million, we've signed Manuel Akanji on a 4-year deal. And it's safe to say our back four's just had a major upgrade. What a signing Akanji is. But we do still have 19 mil to spend, and I'm not willing to throw that money down the drain. And I think we bring in a brand new keeper to replace Areola with that money. I mean, he is a solid keeper, but I've got big targets to hit this year, man, and I don't think with him in goal, we're going to hit them. But remember, guys, we're moving along the alphabet now. We've got to figure out a goalkeeper whose surname begins with B now. And I'll be real, this took all of 5 seconds. Yasin Bono, granted he's 33, but he's 84 rated. Got brilliant stats, as you can see, and he's only worth 11.5 million, which means we can absolutely afford it. And just like that, our transfer window is done, as we spent 14 million on the 33-year-old. But guys, I did say I was training players to play in a different position, and that training is complete. Mohamed Kudus is now a right winger, Somerville and Jarrod Bowen are left wingers, and Lucas Paqueta is actually a central attacking midfielder. I don't know why he's playing on the wing. His stats screaming attacking midfielder. But this does bring an issue, guys, because we've got youngster Louis Gilham, who's an exciting prospect at 18 years old. But honestly, I don't see him replacing Kudus or Jarrod Bowen anytime soon, despite how good he may become. Which is why I'm loaning him out alongside Somerville and, of course, Andy Irving. they're just not going to get game time here, and they could potentially become much better players out on loan. But that does mean my job this transfer window is officially done, which means this is the team heading into season 1, and I'm definitely expecting big things from the Hammers. I mean, granted, as it stands in the Premier League, they are 14th with only 3 wins. But with the quality I brought into this team and the way I've got it set up, I am absolutely expecting European football for next year, man. If we don't, I'll be very disappointed. And it's safe to say that's exactly what I am. We're 9th in the Premier League at the end of season 1. That is absolutely shocking. We were 9 points outside of the top 6 as well. I'm not being funny. We've got a better team than Palace. And it just gets worse. We get absolutely battered by the ball jobs in the FA Cup. But we did make the quarters of the Carabao Cup, only just losing to Arsenal. How does that work? I mean, I'm looking at the team now, and I'm seeing a lot of improvement. Granted, there's still things we need to work on, but honestly, we should have done better than just 9th. But to be fair, the stats aren't that much to shout about. Fulkrug with 17, Kudus with 27 goal contributions, 24 for Jared Bowen. All in all, guys, it's not really good enough, is it? But I've just taken a closer look at the league table. We scored 64 goals, but we conceded 59 as well, and that's actually the worst record for goals conceded in the entire top 10. We also drew 17 games, which is the most out of the entire Premier League too, so that says to me we're playing far too defensively. So next year we're playing a short passing build-up style with a much higher line. None of this counter-attacking bullcrap anymore, guys. We're going for it in season 2. But I'd be lying if I said this team doesn't still need work, because honestly there's a couple of weaknesses we need to sort out. Emerson's a big one, guys. He's the weakest link in the entire team, plus if we sort him out we strengthen our defense. But on the flip side of the pitch, I do want a better striker than Fulkrug, man. Only 17 goals this year, plus he's 32. I don't see him lasting much longer as our top striker. This is all dependent on what budget we're working with, but if we are able to sort those positions out, guys, we're definitely looking at a team fighting for a top 6 finish. And if you're enjoying this video so far with alphabetical order signings with the Hammers, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. So here we are, season 2 with the Hammers, and we've got a great budget to work with. 90 million in total. We can do some damage with that. I mean, we already know I want a new striker and a left back, but I reckon with 90 mil, we can fit maybe 1 or 2 more signings into this. But it's okay having this money, guys. We're going alphabetically, remember, so we've either got to find a striker or left back whose surname begins with C and is good enough to fit into the team. And I think I found him, guys. Angel Correa from Atletico, 30, 82 rated, got great pace, shooting and dribbling, and because his contract's running out, we'll get a much cheaper deal. And I was bang on, guys. We only had to spend 22 million to secure Angel Correa on a 3-year deal. And there he is in the starting team, guys, but this is where it gets tricky. Because now we need a fullback whose surname begins with D, and so far I found Federico DeMarco, who's a fantastic option, but he's worth between 54 and 67 million. I'm not willing to blow all of our budget on one player. And the other left back I found is Alphonso Davies, who, again, a phenomenal shout, but he's a bit out of our price range. So I think we switch our tactics up. Instead of going for a left back whose surname begins with D, why not go for a centre back instead? I mean, to be fair, there's still not much luck. Ruben Diaz is one of the top names that came up. I mean, he's definitely out of our price range. But Kevin Danso isn't. He's mid-20s, 82 rated, 6'3" with great pace, defending and physicality, and worth a maximum of 36.6 million. Ladies and gents, we finally got our player. And just like that, for 32.5 million, we signed him on a 4-year deal. And we have 25 mil to find a left back whose surname begins with E. And I straight away had far better luck. Purvis Estupiñán from Newcastle. Pretty well-rounded stats for a fullback, and he's worth between 30 and 24 mil. Actually thinking about it, he might just be out of our price range. But I'm not giving up, guys. We're going to try and throw a player into this deal. If that doesn't work, we're going to have to sell a couple of players and then go straight back in for him. And I'm taking no chances. 18 mil alongside Emerson. That's 28 million, for goodness sake. If they don't go for this, they're stupid. Come on, Eddie, I'll play ball with me. Thank God for that. Oh my days, that's such a relief. And just like that, ladies and gents, with the signing of Purvis Estupiñán, that's our transfer window done. And I'd say we've done a very good job in Season 2, guys, because this is the team heading into the new campaign, and I've got a strong feeling we're going to do far better than just 9th in the league this time. Especially after building our defence up and bringing in a quality striker. Ladies and gents, European football is surely all but secure this year. But after looking at these stats at the end of the season, I'm not so sure. Kudus and Bowen really showed up, but Correa Correa and Paqueta had a real off-season. But the team overall is looking fan-freaking-tastic, so he is hoping that despite those poor stats, we've still done enough to secure European football. And we have, guys, we're 5th in the league. We've got Europa League football for Season 3. But hang on, take another look at the Premier League. Aston Villa won it. Newcastle United finished 2nd. What on earth is going on in this career mode? I mean, you know it's freaking wacky when the bottle jobs actually win a trophy. But we did once again make it to the quarters of the Carabao Cup. This time bloody United knocked us out. But I am buzzing, guys. It's only taken 2 years, but we finally got the Hammers back into European football once again. But it's safe to say it's not going to be an easy ride, guys. Just look at some of the teams in the league phase, man. I mean, some teams we should easily beat, but others we're definitely going to have a difficult time in doing so. So we've got to get this team ready for what's to come next year, because if we don't, there's a solid chance we could turn up in the Europa League and get absolutely battered. But as we arrive in Season 3, the board have opened their pockets for us. Almost 200 million to spend. I don't know what we did last year to deserve this, but I'm definitely not moaning about it. I mean, with that money, not only can we make this team compete in the Europa League, we could potentially win the Premier League. I mean, if Aston Villa can do it, bloody we can, surely. But in order to get to that point, we first need to spend that money correctly, which is why I'm bringing in a new right back over Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because quite frankly, he's the weakest link in the team. I'm also replacing Guido Rodriguez. He's a good player, but he's almost 33, and for an outfield player, we all know what happens when we get to that age. But remember, we're going in alphabetical order. We've now got to find either a CDM or a right back who's good enough to fit into the team, whose surname begins with F now. And I'll be honest, that didn't take me long at all. Jeremy Frimpong is who I'm signing. 25, 86 rated. And let's be honest, these stats speak for themselves, man. Plus, we're going to be taking one of Arsenal's best players. That's always a win. But he wasn't cheap in the slightest. In fact, he's our most expensive signing yet, as we've just spent 82.6 million to sign him on a 5-year deal. But man, is he going to be worth it? He's got to be one of the best right backs in the world at this point. But we've run into some bad news. It'll take him 92 weeks to convert to a right back. We've just got to hope he plays well, because if he does, that 92 weeks will dwindle like mad. But we all left with 89 million to spend, and we're moving on to the letter G now, and we've got a CDM role to sort out. And again, that didn't take long at all. Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, 28, 86 overall, and let's be honest, he's a fantastic CDM. And just like that, our window is done, as for 59 million, we signed him on a 3-year deal. And it's safe to say that this team should be competing to win every competition they're a part of. I mean, we're going to smoke the Europa League this year, man. But then again, maybe not, as we're in the Conference League instead of the Europa. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how this happened, but I'm not too fussed either, guys. We've got European football one way or the other. And it's not been a bad start to the Prem either, guys. 3 games played and 2 wins already. But as I've said, I'm expecting big things from this team, man. The quality is there, as you can see. They just need to pull it off on the pitch now. And this time, they've done just that. We've got Champions League football. It does not matter who wins the FA or Carabao Cup, whatever. We've got UCL football guaranteed. I still can't beat City to that Premier League title, though. You've literally got to be perfect all season to do it. But one thing we did do was make the FA Cup final, where Aston Villa just nabbed it from us on pens. And the bottle jobs won the Carabao Cup. Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving swiftly on. And we're moving on to even more disappointment, guys. We actually flopped it in the Conference League. 4 draws from 6. We are in the playoffs, though, where we battered LASK and battered Panathinaikos and destroyed Victoria Pleasant and destroyed Hoffenheim. Surely we've got to have won the Conference League, man. And that's exactly what we've done. We've won our first bit of silverware with West Ham United, ironically it being the Conference League for the 2nd time. And looking at this team now, I am beyond confident going into Season 4. I definitely feel like the UCL isn't exactly far away from us at this point. Also, I want to let you guys know, Frimpong turned into a right back around January, February time, but the problem was he went down in rating, which is why he's the exact same rating now as he was when we first signed him. But we're moving on to even better news. Look at the stats this year, man. They are by a country mile the best we've ever had. And I think that's damn good timing, because we're finally in the Champions League next year. It's not going to be easy, but if we want to become the best in the world, we've got to beat all these teams to win this competition. More specifically, PSG are the team to to beat as they won the Champions League, beating Arsenal 3-2 to do it. But as you can see, I was the manager of the month for this month, so I'm not too worried about PSG. We just need to get this team primed and ready, because I already feel like we are halfway there to winning the Champions League at this point. But as we enter season 4, we might just do it this year with our budget given by the board, 193 million. We just need to follow the rules, buy smartly, and the Champions League is basically ours. But we do have a bit of an issue, guys. As you can see, some of our best players are now in their early 30s. I mean, Yasin Bono's our keeper, he's mid-30s and he's just starting to go down now. Angel Correa is our striker up top and he's starting to go down now too. So that's where this money is going, but we got to follow the alphabetical order. Now we're on H, so we got to find a striker or keeper whose surname begins with H now. And obviously the first striker that came to mind was Erling Haaland, but as you can see, he's a little bit out of our price range. Which is why instead I'm going for Rasmus Højlund, mid-20s, 85 overall. A phenomenal striker, as you can see, plus he's worth 53 mil, so we can more than afford him. And I think we just got the bargain of the century, only having to spend 60 million to sign Højlund on a 5-year deal. I mean, a player of his quality for 60 million, that's an absolute steal no matter which way you look at it. But guys, we've got a big problem now. We've got 126 million to spend, and I've looked through all the top leagues, and the only keeper I can find whose surname begins with I is Ivica Ivusic, and as you can see, he's definitely not good enough to sign for us. Ironically, after the letter I, though, there's some good keepers. You got Jorgensen, Andre Lunin, Mamardashvili, you got Emiliano Martinez. It's just the letter I that stumped us. But I've been thinking about it, guys. We have got a decent amount of quality on the bench, but we've got no backup wingers for either Jared Bowen or Kudos. So I'm going to sort that out by signing Gustav Isaacson from Lazio, mid-20s, 82 rated, plus his contract's expiring too. He's legitimately the perfect squad player, as he only cost us 26 million, which means we can finally move on to the letter J. And I think you guys know exactly who I'm going to go for that goalkeeper role. We've already seen him once, Philip Jorgensen, who now plays for Forest. What the hell's happened there? I don't really care, to be honest, guys. He's a fantastic keeper, mid-20s with a bag of potential, and he's affordable. And there we go, 35.2 million later, we've actually sorted our goalkeeper problem out. And this team now is genuinely so strong. Good luck to teams coming up against this in the Champions League and the Premier League this year. I mean, look at the bench, for goodness sake. There's literally not a single weakness anywhere in the team now. And that certainly bodes well for us this year, as we are finally in the Champions League. And honestly, I'm not even joking. I see us winning it first time round. Just like I see us winning the Premier League, as we're off to exactly the same start as last year, and we all saw what happened then. But it's officially now up to these boys to bring it home. I'm expecting at least one piece of silverware. If we don't, that's just a failure in my opinion. But unfortunately, we don't start the season by winning the Premier League. We are third in the league once again, man. We are 4 points behind City, but 13 behind the league winners Arsenal. I mean, I'll accept losing the league to City because they are a level above everybody, but Arsenal, no, that's unacceptable. No FA Cup either, guys. Chelsea knock us out in the semis. But we've won the Carabao Cup. We've beaten United 1-0 to do it. That's our second piece of silverware with the Hammers. And we may still be on for the double this year, as we are 19th in the league phase. It's not decent, but we are through to the playoffs, where we just scraped past Monaco on pens. And we batter OGC Nice in the round of 16. We just scraped past Roma in the quarters, but lose to City in the semis, man. We just can't beat City, can we? I'm actually gutted, you know, guys. I thought for sure this team had it in the bag this year, but apparently I was very mistaken. It's definitely not for lack of trying, though. These stats are fantastic. Look at Højlund, 34 goal contributions on 49 games. That's a great debut season for the Hammers. But unfortunately, City were just too good for us, man. They win the Champions League, beating PSG 4-2. The problem is, though, now I genuinely don't know where to further improve this team, man. Even our bench is stacked at this point. I think the only thing we can realistically do is wait to see what the budget is next season and then go from there, because right now I'm stumped. Okay, guys, season 5 has arrived and we've got a silly amount of money to spend, 290 million. And honestly, guys, I'm not willing to put a penny of it into the starting 11 because, quite frankly, there's no weaknesses there. However, the bench on the other hand is a different story, as I would like to strengthen it up just a little bit more. all. But remember, we're still going alphabetically, and if I'm not mistaken, the next letter up is K. Which means I'm going for Ibrahim Konate. He's 29, 85 rated, plus his contract's running out too. And you could say that we've got too many centre-backs, so we don't really need another one. But Manuel Akanji is now 32 years old, so Ibrahim Konate will be his replacement this year if he does decide to go down in overall. And considering he only cost 34.8 million, we've just got a bargain. But moving on to the letter L, I wanted a backup CDM, and Manuel Locatelli is literally perfect. He's not that fast, but the rest of his stats are brilliant. And plus, as you can see from our CDM depth, it's not exactly amazing. Locatelli is going to be a welcome addition to the side. And he only cost us 66 million to sign. But now we move on to the letter M, and this is tricky because we've only got 102 million to spend. But then you've got players like Kylian Mbappe, who's legitimately one of the world's best. And you've got Jamal Musiala, who's one of the world's best in his position too. Unfortunately, both of these players are out of our price range. And all we really need is a backup option for Lucas Paqueta, and we are set for Season 5. Luckily though, I have found someone, Ivan Martin from Girona, 29, 83 overall. He's not an amazing player, but for squad depth, he'll defo do a job. And just like that, £33 million later, we signed him on a 3-year deal to wrap up this transfer window. And looking at our bench now, with the squad depth being this strong, it's safe to say we are covered on all bases now, which gives us a much better chance of winning the Champions League. Last year, we made the semis and just about lost to City. This time, however, I want to win the entire damn thing. Just like I want to win the Premier League too, and we're off to a good start after being unbeaten after 3 games. But looking at the team now, it's just dawned on me. We've almost gone through half of the alphabet to get this team to the point where we're at right now. I'm just hoping that the signings we've made this year actually make the difference, because maybe depth was the issue we had last season. I officially don't understand where I'm going wrong. We're 5th in the Premier League this time after having by a country mile the strongest team we've ever had. This is actually a joke at this point, man. What do we have to do to win the Premier League? I mean, we reached the semis of the FA Cup again, and the semis of the Carabao Cup. You're actually joking me. Are we the new bottle jobs? We're in the Champions League. It's a totally different story. We're top of the league phase, undefeated. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that is a good start. And so is battering Apple in the round of 16 6-1. And we've destroyed Marseille 4-2. And we've beaten Arsenal in the semis. We're playing Barca in the final. I called it 2 seasons ago. We weren't far off the UCL final, and I was absolutely right. But looking at their team, guys, we can't take them for granted. They've got Lamine Yamal, they've got Di Catalera, Pedri, Ronald Araujo, Balde. I mean, they have got a very strong side. But so have we. I mean, look at our stats at the end of Season 5. Look at Jared Bowen, 40 goal contributions in 62 games. What a legend. And this is the team going into the final, and Barcelona better be on top of their game, because I can genuinely see this being an absolute battering. I mean, our weakest player in the team's Konate at 85 overall. You can't say that's a weakness though, can you? And one other thing, guys, our journey with West Ham's been pretty successful. We've won the Conference League and we've won a couple of domestic competitions too. But right now, we've got the chance to win the big one at club level, the Champions League. All we got to do is beat Barcelona in the next 90 minutes. Paqueta on the ball. We're going to spot that run. Højlund is in behind. He's against Ronald Araujo. Surely he's got the pace on him. Apparently not. Paqueta, Kudus on his left foot. Oh, good save. Kudus on the ball. I see that run. Oh, bloody hell, Gabriel. You couldn't have just let that past you, could you? Edson Alvarez on the ball now, though. Okay, we found Jared Bowen. He's going to cut inside. He's going to try to anyway. He's done really well, actually. Jared Bowen on his right foot. It's blocked. Kudus on the ball now, though. Paqueta. Okay, we need to find a bit of room. Paqueta. He's found some near post, and it's gone in. I don't know how the keeper did not save that, but inside half an hour, we go 1-0 up. Great dribbling by Paqueta. The keeper's got to save that from there, though. Oh, my goodness. That's shocking. I'll take it, though, guys. 1-0 up in the final we go. Barcelona trail. But we do have a free kick. Okay, should we put this into the box? I think we're going to. That's not a good ball in at all. Hang on. It shoots back post. Gamara's going for our post, and that's in. Offside, anyway. But if that's an actual opportunity, that was so squandered. Jared Bowen versus Balde. Okay. He's done really well, Bowen has there. Can we go back post? Yes, we can. Kudus is there with the head. He's just missed it. Ketter's on the ball. He sees that run. Kudus in behind. First time on his right foot. Doubles our lead inside the hour mark. Ladies and gents, we're cruising. I don't know what Barca are playing at there, man. Their defense was wide open then. But here we come now. Frimpong is on the ball. He's going to try and spot that run to Højlund. He's found him. Okay, can Højlund cut inside? He can. He's on his left foot and it's saved. I swear to God, Barcelona have done nothing but keep the ball for the last like 15-20 minutes, it feels like, and done nothing with it. But then again, Torres on the ball and they've got a goal back just like that. I really do need to learn how to keep my trap shut, don't I? Just as I was taking the mick out of them, they banged one in. And here they come once again on the right hand side of the pitch. Maller's on the ball. They're trying to go back post. Mudryk is there. Great stop. We can't afford stuff like that to happen, man. 5 minutes to go, and we're the best team in the world. Barca have got one last. Oh, no, they don't. The full-time whistle's gone. They mucked around too much. We've beaten Barca in the final 2-1 on the night to make West Ham the best team in the world. That took us half a decade, 5 years to accomplish, and we did that with signings in alphabetical order. And this means not only has Jared Bowen lifted the Conference League trophy, he's lifted what seems to be an invisible Champions League trophy. EA, fix this, please. But nevertheless, that means my job at West Ham is finished. If you have enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And if you want to watch another one of my videos right now, YouTube recommends you watch this.